San Francisco, the city by the bay. This is January 2010. The iconic cable car. This one is starting at Powell Street near Market Street. Either going to Hyde or Mason. You have a choice. Two-man operation. Manpower and cable power. The gripman and the brakeman. Turning the car and on the turntable at Powell. Waiting for the next load of passengers to go up. And then push it off the turntable. This is on the way back. This is on the way back from Mason. And this poor driver seemed to get stuck for some time behind the car. And just on the bottom corner you can see the handle for the brake lever. And when the cable car is going downhill, the brakeman has to be very careful to make sure that he applies the brakes. That's the only way of stopping it. The gripman is the guy who controls the lever which grips onto the cable, which is that thing that runs between the running rails. As you can see, this car is still behind us as we're going up the hill. Some of them are quite steep, probably about 20%. There's one going the other way. There's the brakeman who you can see at the back, applying the brakes, make sure the car doesn't run down too fast. But it is one of those traditions, you've got to do the cable car no matter what else you do. This one we had quite a long break, waiting for the new crew to take over. These are the iconic San Francisco buildings. All built since the Great Earthquake. The one going across is the California Street cable car, double-ended, so they don't have to turn them. And here we are waiting for a new crew. That's one of the California cars. Or is it? Maybe not. Now that one's going to Hyde. My apologies. There's another one coming up behind us. There is no way they can get past each other, of course. And here we are joining up with us, the line from Hyde Street. It's difficult to guess how steep these streets are actually sometimes, but when you try walking up them, you will know. Now we can see right across into San Francisco Bay. As we cross one of the many streets. Going up. I went to the cable car museum one time and saw the cable which they have to replace every now and again as it wears out. Sorry about the noise in the background, that's the cat. As we cross one of the many streets. And then the sudden drop. You can see how steep it is at that point. So that's the cable car. But every year I go to San Francisco, one thing I have to do is go to Ocean Beach. And that's just a little warning sign that you see on the beach. Up there is Cliff House Hotel, and just beyond that is a place called Louis' Restaurant, where I used to go every time I went to San Francisco for my breakfast. Sausage and egg over easy. Sadly closed down, so and it's one of those places that there's a guy fishing. Not sure what he's fishing for, but there must be some fish out there somewhere. Another view looking down toward, looking south. Bit of a hazy day. And there you can see the guy, middle third. And some people enjoy the beach. The water is very cold. Yes, it's the Pacific, but it's very cold. There's a windmill. Not sure what it's used for, but it's a windmill. And the Cliff House Hotel and a totem pole. Looking down again. Rather calm day. And the old sutra baths. There used to be building over those, and you could see Louis' Restaurant looking out into the bay. A lot of wildlife down there as well. And those are the old baths. There's the Cliff House Hotel. And shots of the waves rolling in from the Pacific. And looking up towards Marin County, and you can just see the Golden Gate Bridge, middle third on the right. And that's Marin County. Before they built the bridge, it was very difficult to get across there. You have to take a ferry. One of the many ships that goes in and out of the bay. Not one of the largest by any means. And there's another one trying to overtake the first one. And there's a guy still fishing. Now you can see it in the water. Having lunch. I don't think he caught anything while I was there. Now we see some guys doing a bit of not sailboarding. Yeah, we've got some surfers all wearing wetsuits. As I said, the water's very cold. It was quite a good surf that day. Maybe not like Hawaii, but good enough. Waiting for the right wave. Yes, he's going to do get his kite up. And then on to Fisherman's Wharf, the crab that meets you there on Pier 39 or thereabouts. Lots of boats. The city by the bay, lots and lots of boats. All shapes and sizes. Otis Redding sitting at the dock of the bay, one of those iconic songs. And that's Alcatraz, otherwise known as Pelican Island, the infamous rock, the infamous prison that maybe one or two people managed to escape, but the tides there are very, very dangerous. You can see the prison on the top there. You can't get out there on a boat. But it always reminds me of a ship with a superstructure and a funnel, and there's one of the Liberty ships, I think, World War II Liberty ships with the Golden Gate Bridge in the background. One of the ferries take people to Marin County or out on the trip on the bay, and the where the seals would congregate every year. Sometimes there were many, and sometimes there were just a few, like this time. Enjoying the not so much sun, but it was a nice day. Pier 39. And a seagull trying to walk on a slopey edge, but not succeeding. He wasn't interested. One of the tourist boats that will take people out to Alcatraz all around the bay. Gone fishing. Oh. Getting to know you. Oh yeah, one of the bulls. Trying to find a mate. Yeah. Dive, 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 yes. Excuse me. Oh yeah, in the background you can see a couple of seals having a little bit of a frolic. Or maybe more. Here we go. And then the climb from Embarcadero up to Coit Tower in the background. That's about 300 feet above sea level. And I climbed every step from Embarcadero to the base of the tower. I lost count of how many steps there were, but it's a lot. A nice fountain. And there's some of the steps. And that's only part of the way. Once you get to the top of those, there's a lot more to go. And this is a view from the tower. Looking northeast, sorry. Looking north towards Marin County, Alcatraz. Some of the piers. That's looking towards Treasure Island and the Bay Bridge. Some people get confused between the Bay Bridge and the Golden Gate, but that one takes you to Oakland, the east side of the bay. Looking down, you can just see the Ferry Building at the back. Coit Tower, many of the iconic San Francisco buildings. Looking towards Golden Gate Bridge. You can see the Presidio and Golden Gate Park. There's that famous bridge. Somebody asked me why it's not gold. Well, it's because it's a kind of a lovely red. It's called the Golden Gate Bridge because it sits on the Golden Gate, which is that channel that runs into the bay. It's not the colour of the bridge. Good old Alcatraz. And looking from the base upwards. Rather nice elevator in there. And on to, yes, Embarcadero round the Ferry Building. That's the Bay Bridge, takes you to Oakland, which you can see in the background underneath the arches. The big container terminal base. One of the many ferries that would run you to places like Richmond, across to Oakland, Emeryville, and those places. Commuters use them. A couple of tankers. at the top of the Bay Bridge. Two decks, the top deck goes west and the bottom deck goes east. There's one of the ferries. Many of them are now catamarans, so they just roar across the bay at high speed. And now we go to the beautiful Japanese gardens in Golden Gate Park. An amazing collection, beautiful greens, very Japanese. As it was January, the fountain was empty. Actually, one thing I noticed when I got to San Francisco in January, there was an ice rink in Union Square, which did rather surprise me. Now we're right in the gardens. Beautiful lakes, buildings. It's an amazing place just to go wander. Yes, some of these lakes had fishing, koi carp. Zen garden, I believe. Not the easiest bridge to walk across, believe me. It's almost vertical on either side.
Time is 2:50.
Finally, just some odd shots I found. This is you looking down Market Street from Embarcadero. This is the Civic Hall, San Francisco Civic Hall. Beautiful building. Lovely tree-lined square in front of it. Somebody have the photograph taken, not by me. Oh, that's the library. Yes, one of the many civic buildings named after dignitaries for some reason. Anyway, that's San Francisco 2010.